Greetings, comrades. Just a quick video here. Apparently there's something out there that people on book channels do about what they're reading, and they do this on Fridays. So, today's Friday. I thought I would show you the things that I'm reading, or at least a couple of them. I tend to read some that I take a really long time to read if I'm not super into it, but the books I'm actively reading are these two. The first one is called The Difference Machine by William Gibson. Let's see if I can get this here. I'm sorry about the glare. I have to do this in front of a video. In front of my windows, and trying to get the light right. This is just Windows Movie Maker is kind of difficult so far. We'll see. Maybe I'll learn more as it goes on. Anyway, The Difference Engine by William Gibson. This is a really early and apparently perhaps seminal steampunk novel. I just started it, not too far into it, but so far I like it a lot. There's 3 different characters that come together to do whatever it is that they do in the plot of the story. That's what I'm reading. I'm looking forward to it. It's kind of thick. How many pages has it got? A little over 400 pages, so it might take me a little while to get through with this. We'll see. I'm not a fast reader, so you may not be seeing a whole lot of these things on Fridays. The other one I'm reading is called The Moment of Everything by Sheila Kelly. I thought this book sounded really good. Oh, there we go. And it's got a great cover. Look at that little kitty looking out over those books. This is one of those that's, I guess, classified as a book lover's book. It's about a character, a woman who was working for a .com startup, got laid off, hasn't been able to find work. She's an avid reader. She can tell the distance from here to here by how many pages she can read in a book. She reads all different kinds of stuff, but mostly she loves those like bodice ripper romances. Well, she gets invited to go to a book club meeting, and it's the next day, and she's supposed to read Lady Chatterley's Lover, and it's a really important thing to maybe become a part of this book club, because she might be able to get her job back, because one of the women who's in the book club works at the company that she actually kind of helped found and work for or whatever. But when she's reading the book, she has a friend of hers, obviously. Anyone who reads that much is friends with a bookstore owner. He finds this old copy of a book. He's also our next door neighbor, and gives it to her. It's an old beat-up copy of Lady Chatterley's Lover, and she finds notes written in the book in the margins and stuff from one person to another. Obviously, people who are picking this book up and passing notes along, because they don't know each other. They only know each other through the notes of how this book goes back and forth between the two of them. I don't know how the book goes back and forth between the two of them. That hasn't been explained yet. But she becomes fascinated with these people and what happened to them. And this is like 50 years ago. So, like in the early 60s when this happened. So she starts to become apparently fascinated with them and finding out what happened to them. And that's the premise of this book. And so far I like it quite a bit. The writing is, I don't want to use the word snappy. It's witty, okay? The character's very witty. The writing is witty. It's not to the point of being irritating like some things like that can be. It's a pretty fine line to walk between that being witty and just being like, okay, enough already kind of thing. So far she's done a pretty good job. Now, granted, I only just started this book. I'm only about 40 pages into it, but it's fine. And she has seemed to be doing a pretty good job. The writing is solid. It's straightforward. Like I said, it's witty. So we'll see where it goes. So those are the 2 I'm reading right now. I am also reading, actually I started, I think it's called The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, if that's how he pronounces his name. I read one book by him years ago. I wasn't impressed. I started reading this one. I'm still not impressed. It seems awfully contrived so far, but I'm not very far into it. So I'll let you know how that one goes as well. But those are the 3 I'm working on. But The Difference Machine and The Moment of Everything are the 2 that I'm really excited about right now. I'm reading, and I'm enjoying them both. So that's my read for this Friday. Happy reading and happy trails.